I've seen many of this guy's videos. Golf cart. The curse of building something too big. Ludwig Ahgren's story. Okay, so we're going to deep dive into this. Golf cart made it. I'm a big fan of this channel, but I haven't reacted to this one. So let's do it, chat. Come on. Shocker. I did not know that he was the first person to make the subathon.
Ludwig broke records, reinvented formats, and for a moment, it felt like he was untouchable. In just 30 days, he became the internet's golden boy, stacking achievement upon achievement, building an empire that seemed destined to rise forever.
I thought from then on, I was going to be the biggest streamer in the world.
But there was just one problem. The game of social media is broken. Think of it like Jenga, where every success, every viral hit, every milestone adds another block to the tower. And the higher you go, the closer you are to collapse. You see, Ludwig wasn't just chasing the views. His entire self-worth was measured by them. And that's the trap you see.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure Ludwig is like still like top 10 biggest streamers, right? Or am I tweaking? I don't watch his streams. I don't know. But
rules.
Sheesh, bro. They be this. I think it's
okay. So
two
just
people.
a quick note here. We started working on this video about a month ago. The story of Ludwig really begins in 2005, and during a 5th grade class presentation, he debuted a parody of the novel My Brother Sam is Dead, in which he cleverly retitled My Brother Slam is Dead. When he read one of his favorite jokes aloud, the classroom burst into laughter, and right there in that moment, the spotlight turned on. The dopamine hit, and he was hooked. From that point on, Ludwig was everywhere he could be, singing in the choir, co-starring in plays, leading pep rallies, and hosting school events like it was late-night TV.
Alright, up next we have the interview portion, where all contestants will be lined up.
This is the type of shit that America just does better, bro. Literally, bro. They just be doing it, like, when it comes to high school culture, bro, unrivaled.
Selected. Ben, I'm gonna throw you one tonight. Just hope it doesn't go south. What is your favorite website?
We are in school, right?
Shouldn't start with a P.
As video sharing platforms gained momentum, Ludwig brought his passion online. He launched a YouTube channel under the alias The Zany Sidekick, experimenting with Call of Duty gameplay and commentary.
Let's get a little revenge. Suck it, Max. You just got owned.
When Vine exploded in popularity in 2013, he quickly adapted.
He was a part of the
7-second
Vine?
skits that perfectly showcased his sharp wit and impeccable comedic timing.
Straight out of a stripper's
Oh my god.
butt crack.
I thought for a second, I literally thought he was the guy that's like, story time. You remember that guy?
After high school, Ludwig left New Hampshire behind and headed west to Arizona State University. It was a new state with new faces, but the mindset stayed the same. Try everything. He was rejected from fraternities, passed over by clubs, comedy groups, a cappella groups. He kept showing up, but they kept saying no. For the first time, the stage felt far away. So, he built his own.
Sheesh.
Welcome to Tempe Late Night. I'm your host, Ludwig.
A bunch of misfits, all turned out from that same ASU comedy group, got together and formed a rival. They called it Tempe Late Night, a scrappy little comedy group with an audience of 0.
What the hell am I watching?
It's not premature ejaculation, it's just a happy little accident.
The build was slow, but by the end of the year, Tempe Late Night began selling out shows, packing out seats. It had far transcended what the rival comedy show had ever achieved, taking the throne of the top comedy group on campus.
So he was pretty much
all of this,
a builder from
Ludwig's
the
dream was
start.
always the same. Late nights, a live audience, and his name in the lights. Think Fallon, Kimmel, or Letterman. The career of his dreams was to host a talk show. But somewhere in the middle of his junior year, fate threw a wrench in his Hollywood blueprint. It came in the form of a plastic relic from 2001, a Nintendo GameCube disc titled Super Smash Bros. Melee. What started as a casual hobby turned into a full-blown obsession. He'd spend infinite hours learning the mains, learning how to ledge lash. He discovered competitive Melee tournaments, streamed on this little platform called Twitch, and he started watching, then studying. He got better than his friends and decided that wasn't enough. He wanted in, so he hit the road. Local tournaments, hotel bar rooms, folding chairs, and CRTs. This was the minor leagues of competitive Smash. And here's how it worked. Once you got knocked out,
That's crazy.
Pack it up or pick up a mic. And Ludwig didn't win much, but damn could he commentate.
Just waiting for Axe to get this 3-1.
It really
He was a
started
commentator?
back 2017. He called matches with an infectious energy, cracked jokes that actually landed, and filled every silence like it owed him money.
If a quiz is a quizzical, what's a test?
And somewhere between the losers bracket and the after parties, Ludwig began to grow a name for himself in the Melee community. As his presence grew, so did his circle. He started running with some of the big names in the Melee world, guys who were already super well known in the scene.
Bro,
People like Slime. And
literally did not know
because
this.
for a while, Ludwig wasn't the guy. He was friends with the guy.
I love Slime. Have you met Slime?
I've met Slime. I'm a big fan of Slime.
Okay, yeah, he's a legend.
Now, remember Slime because he's going to be important later. But meanwhile, Ludwig had graduated college and made the leap, fully moved to LA, ready to start his first big boy job, running the website for a wine and spirits magazine. For a few glorious days, things were great. He wore button-ups, he showed up early, he felt important. But just weeks later, he was fired. Something about screwing up the site and maybe lying on his resume.
I moved
That ass?
to LA for this job. I don't have anything.
This would be
What country's the flag?
lying on his
I thought
resume.
he was... Bro, I'm from Sweden. I thought he was from Sweden. What is that flag?
LA for this job. I don't have anything.
That looks like an Asian flag.
This would become a recurring theme over the next few years. A weird, wobbly balancing act between this Melee thing and paying rent.
How do we finesse this guy to get jobs at NBC?
Yeah, we're both writers. We need jobs.
Slime and Ludwig had quickly became a fan-favorite duo in the Melee scene. Their chemistry on commentary was electric, and after a guest spot on Slime's Bad Melee podcast, Ludwig caught the bug. He figured, hell, why not try out this streaming thing on his own?
Alright, 160,
And honestly, his first few streams went surprisingly well. A dozen or so loyal Melee heads would tune in, keep the chat alive, and hang out for a few hours.
A dozen, so like 12.
For a guy figuring out on the
A baker's dozen is 13, though.
fly, but Twitch remained on the back burner. Every time Ludwig landed a new job, Snapchat, Best Buy, or wherever, streaming took a backseat. Because
Snapchat?
streams are cool,
Bro,
but
wait,
rent's due on the
he used to work like... was a big brand.
first. Still, the itch never left, so he made a deal with himself. Stacked $10,000 in savings, enough to float a few months of full-time streaming. That was the goal. And after landing a head of marketing gig at a vaping startup called IQ Vapes, Ludwig started shoveling cash into that fund. But late 2018 changed everything. There was a Melee event in Las Vegas, Scar versus Fendi.
Jeez.
Big names, high stakes.
Guy, I want to bet on it right now.
Ludwig was on the mic and it was lightning in a bottle. The stream popped off. The bragging rights. PogChamps caught fire. Overnight, it became the event on the internet. Ludwig got knocked out of the top bracket early, sure, but the real show started in the loser's bracket.
You want to do a little side wager? I'll give the 100 subs if you beat me. Easy money.
He clawed his way to the semifinals, where he took
XQC?
down XQC and then hit the grand finale, a face-off with Moist Critical. Over
Charlie.
72,000 viewers tuned in live. It was by far Ludwig's most watched stream ever, smashing his previous peak by over 56,000. He lost the final in Game 3, but it didn't matter, because Ludwig was becoming a household name.
Damn. You know, yeah, he started to look like how he usually looks.
Knight of the Moguls. Fighter for the free. What do we stand for? Love. Life. And subscribing to my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Ludwig Ahgren.
From there, he latched on to breakout trends like Among Us,
Damn.
kept the content flowing with Cutie Cinderella, and started rolling out new segments.
Kept the content flowing. I mean, I'm pretty sure he... Isn't that his wife?
Original series that turned his channel into a goldmine of viral moments and inside jokes. Every week there was something new, something shareable, memeable, unforgettable.
Yeah, shirtless 10-year-old in my room. Woo!
But it wasn't just the content, it was the grind. From July through December, Ludwig streamed like a machine. Out of the
Damn.
183 days, he was live for 175.
He missed 7 days.
That's only 8 days off in 6
Oh,
months. And it paid off. By the year's end, he had cracked 1 million followers on Twitch and 1
Woo!
million subs on
That's
YouTube.
where we gonna hit.
2 platforms, 2 huge milestones, and 1 relentless creator. Then came February, and that streak ended. You see, Ludwig had planned a quick vacation, a quick visit with family back home, and a ski trip in Maine. Time to chill, relax, reset. But on the first night, things went sideways. His appendix had nearly burst. Emergency surgery, the whole 9.
What? Wait, what is an appendix? What is that? Oh, that's what it is? Damn. What does he mean by it's actually dog water?
Everything went fine, thankfully, but he was forced to take a few weeks off. When he finally returned, something was off. The numbers dipped. Viewership slid. Not catastrophic, but definitely noticeable. Maybe it was the fear of going back to a normal job, or maybe it was ego. But either way, something inside of Ludwig snapped. Because what he did next didn't just bring the viewers back, it made history.
Sabaton.
Boys, today, for the first time ever, we are going to do an uncapped
Subathon!
So for those of you not familiar with Twitch or streaming in general, a
We know-
subathon is a special kind
we
of
know what a
marathon
subathon is,
stream on
bro.
Twitch. He cooked, he worked out, he showered in shorts, thank God, and he slept.
No, why not?
And when he slept, the
I'm
stream
scared.
didn't stop. Every time Ludwig went to bed, he'd wake up finding the timer even longer than before. 30 hours.
That's the
40,
thing. I don't
50.
understand. You can just show movies. Don't they like get
By
claimed?
day 10, Ludwig wasn't just streaming. He was dominating the internet, the most watched man on Twitch, and all he was doing was living his life. After 2 weeks, the subathon had outgrown its humble beginnings, and with no end in sight, Ludwig and the team decided to cut the time added per sub in half, from 20 seconds down to just 10.
Bro, you
And
know how
yet,
much
the
money
timer
he was
would
getting?
not die. Even when Ludwig stepped away, leaving the stream in the hands of his friend Slime, the audience only grew. Slime hosted chaotic trucking simulators in full Bass Pro cosplay. The boys ripped for hours, and it was so stupidly fun that viewers were more hooked than ever. By early April,
Wait,
Ludwig's
I
subathon
don't even know. Ludwig just left?
had crossed into uncharted territories. Donations spiked, viewers rallied, and eventually Ludwig and the team decided to hard cap the stream at 31 days. And because of that, a new goal emerged: to break the record. On April 13th, with the timer no longer extending and tens of thousands watching, the number ticked upward. Ludwig had officially become the most subscribed Twitch streamer of all time. The last few hours were surreal. Tension gave way to nostalgia. The race car bed was destroyed in celebration. Donations poured in, not for time, but for charity. Ludwig pledged over $350,000 to causes like St. Jude's and the Humane Society. Then, as the timer hit zero, Ludwig sat quietly in front of his camera. No grand finale, no gimmicks. Just a salute and a screen fading to black for the first time in a month. The subathon pulled over 283,034
I wish I was
active
like
subscribers, generated
involved
millions of hours
during this
watched,
time.
and launched a new format that many would imitate, but few would ever match. It was a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and Ludwig knew it. The thing no one tells you about blowing up online is what comes next. Everyone's ready for the rise, the subscribers, the headlines, the attention, all focused in one direction: you. In the content world, most creators only get one act. You blow up, you ride the high, and eventually you fade. It's nothing personal, it's just the nature of the game.
Here's what happened. The subathon ended, and I got 283,000 subs. I was the most sub streamer. Bunch of media attention around it. I had the highest viewers I've ever had, 200,000 people watching live at one moment. The most subs anyone's ever had ever. I was like, dope. I cried from joy. And obviously, like, for that month, I was like the biggest Twitch streamer. And I thought after that, I was like, I made it. Red carpet. All right, paparazzi. I thought.
I don't understand. Did he not get that?
From then on, I was gonna be the biggest streamer in the world, and I wasn't. I fell off drastically, like crashed down to almost less than I had before I even did the subathon. I had the biggest
How is that
fall
possible?
off anyone's ever had, in fact, on Twitch. I went from 280,000 subs to 0. Which no one's ever done.
What?
But Ludwig wasn't interested
that
in
possible?
being another character in that game. Instead, he decided to take the controller and make his own.
Post-subathon, there was also a moment where your Twitch contract ends.
Yeah, the subathon had kind of wrapped up, and the contract was ending, and I started to talk to Twitch, and we chatted. It didn't feel like Twitch wanted me as much as I thought. Maybe they should. Maybe self-righteously, I thought like they should want me. I'm the most subbed guy. And I started to rethink if I wanted to be on Twitch.
I would still have viewers.
And then he switched.
No, you would.
He switched to Rumble, right, for a bit, and then now he's back on.
Yeah, people
Twitch.
like me because I'm witty.
Oh,
and I'm
YouTube. My
bilingual.
bad, no, YouTube.
Yeah, so am I.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah? What language you speak?
American Sign Language.
Prove it.
Thank you.
Everyone knows that.
Cat.
That was kind of impressive.
Isn't this bad? Like, is that not a bad thing?
You know what
Damn.
poop is? Huh. It's pretty much the same one.
Yeah, it's just like a different color.
Yeah. Just want to take that home?
Let's go.
Jeez.
Ludwig didn't see his content.
And this is the first time Savage, who just released an album with Drake, scamming Aiden Ross out of thousands of dollars when he's worth 8 figures.
Getting 315,000 peak viewers, close to a full 100K more than his month-long subathon.
I
The
dead
thought
ass
of the
did not
event
know
was
this.
so far-fetched that it shouldn't have worked, and depending on how you look at it, it didn't. The chessboxing event lost close to $150,000 of Ludwig's own money, but it wasn't about profit. It was about what was possible, and that same thought process
Oh,
persisted.
they fight and they do. I didn't
This was
know
the
that.
coolest event I've ever been able to do, and I hope it was worth your time.
From the Streamer Games, a multi-day competition that felt
Oh,
as
I've
if
seen
the
this,
Olympics had a
I
YouTube
think.
channel.
We won Ludwig Streamer Games, okay? Everyone's gonna call it rigged. It's not rigged.
To the Creator Dodgeball Tournament, it became evidently
Ooh,
clear
I would
that everything
cook
Ludwig did had to be one thing.
in a
different.
dodgeball tournament.
And for a while, that's exactly what Off-Brand was, a successful production company behind multiple events, many of which pulled a substantial viewership. But by late 2024, Off-Brand began to eerily resemble Beyond the Summit in more ways than one.
What's Beyond the
Critics started
Summit?
to show in a business model that proved nearly impossible to sustain. Production costs exceeded what most creators were willing or able to pay. In the end, the combination of an unstable industry and financial mismanagement
I didn't
led
even know
Off-Brand
this.
to
What is
officially
this?
shut down on December 13th, 2024.
Unfortunately, yesterday we had to announce that we're closing down the production side of Off-Brand.
It costs too much, yeah?
In a space obsessed with being bigger, faster, louder, Ludwig's secret weapon is that he's never pretended to be anything that he's not. It's not talent. Plenty of people are talented. It's not discipline. He streams maybe 4 hours a day.
My ideal dream is that I stream 4 hours, 6 days a week, right? I have done maybe 4 hours, 6 days this month. Okay? And the month is damn near over.
It's not luck. He's made his fair share of mistakes. What makes him stick out among a crowd is how little he hides. How he not only shares his wins, but also his losses. He made the Yard's Patreon numbers public, helped creators' ideas come to life, and paved the way for others to follow. At the same time, he's admitted to hating his second channel, Mogul Mail.
I don't like talking about these things. It's not like a big mood lifter for my day. In addition to not wanting to make stuff that I don't think is good. Making stuff that is incredibly
negative
heavy
to the
has
brain.
made it hard.
When his company Off-Brand eventually was forced to close its production branch, he didn't shy away about why.
So the issue was less that events don't make money, but more so that the appetite from creators for events of that scale at the cadence it would need to be would not allow people to be employed full-time.
He's been brutally honest about his fears of parasocial relationships with his fans.
You shouldn't form a relationship with me. At the end of the day, I'm entertainment. If I stop entertaining, you stop watching. That's it.
A lot of creators lean into parasocial relationships, acting like the chat is just one of the boys,
For real.
and if they ever met in real life, that they would be the best of friends. But in actuality,
They don't
None
know
of
you.
Your content creators, your favorite ones, including me, are your friends.
he pushed the narrative that you don't really know your favorite creator, and that's okay.
Yeah, I feel like even coming on this show could promote social relationships if I'm being too real.
Yeah.
And then they're like, damn, Ludwig's so real.
What's happy in my day-to-day outside of like personal relationships is like getting a coffee, walking and going to watch the sunset. I think that I find peace in those things.
At the end of the day, if anything bad
That's
happens
a very
in life,
common thing that like famous people say.
if someone else had it worse. And I think that you can just look at the positives. If I believe that I'll fall off and everyone will fall off, then why have ego in viewership? Why not just ride it out as best you can for however long the ride lasts?
Okay, so you're just assuming that things are going to fall apart at some point.
Mhm.
But it also sounds like falling apart doesn't really sound like falling apart. Like things will end, but there's like a connotation with falling apart that you don't really lean into too much.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know how it'll end. It could end very gracefully and beautifully. It could also be you know, my terabyte hard drive of me saying slurs that gets leaked. Whatever it is, less gracefully.
What is it?
But I think either results, it would work out.
That was a nice video, I ain't gonna lie. Well, like, sub, everywhere. And I love y'all. Peace.